Hello all, welcome back to my channel. This is Future B here with another video, and in this video I'm going to be doing this set of black nails, and I'm also going to be talking about my tips for working with an extremely, and I mean extremely, pigmented acrylic. So I started with applying my nail tips. I kept them at the full length. I did not cut anything off of these nail tips, and now I'm going in and I am applying a clear base coat to all of my nails. That is my first tip for working with extremely pigmented acrylics. Put down a layer of clear because this one, as you can see, will stain the nail bed. There is so much pigment in this acrylic. You can see it as I'm wiping my brush on my napkin, but also the color can bleed. It really can. So my first tip, and it's something that I do with every nail set that I do, whether I'm working with a core color that doesn't really need it to be capped or not, is I always start with clear on all of my nails. That helps with not staining my nail bed, because some colors are extremely pigmented and they will do that. Tip number 2, make sure that you are wiping your brush often. When it comes to these extremely pigmented colors, sometimes the pigment can get trapped in your brush, and if you were using multiple acrylics to do a set of nails, you could end up contaminating the acrylic or the color on the nail, because those little pigment powders will get trapped in your brush and it can end up messing up your acrylic. So make sure you're wiping your brush often. That's something that you should be doing anyways, but I think on this nail set I was wiping even more often than normal. I'm also working very wet. I could have let these beads of acrylic dry out a little bit more, but I also think that whenever you're working with extremely pigmented colors, you want to make sure that you're not working with a bead that is really too dry, because then the pigment will get caught in your brush. Tip number 3 is to make sure that you are capping your nails. A lot of people don't put clear acrylic over their colored acrylic. Yes, there are a lot of colored acrylics that can be used for thickness. I don't use my colored acrylics for thickness, but there are colored acrylics that can be used for thickness, but I don't recommend it. Just go ahead and cap it with clear. It's really easy to do. Whenever you do not cap your colored acrylics with clear, some of that pigment can get in your nail file. It can also make its way into like your drill bits as you're filing the acrylic, because overly pigmented colors can do that. They can really tend to do that. So I do recommend capping with clear, just using the colored acrylic for the color and not for thickness at all. My last tip, and you've probably heard me say this in other videos as well, is that the good thing about overly pigmented acrylics is that you can end up splitting the acrylic. Just put some in another jar, add some clear to it, mix it up together, and you will have probably twice as much acrylic as you thought you had, because you split up that color. And you know, really, acrylic isn't that expensive, but if you have a particular favorite that is extremely pigmented, you can go ahead and split that acrylic into another jar, add some clear to it, and you will have twice as much of the product as you thought you had, because you can do that with overly pigmented acrylic. I don't find that working with overly pigmented acrylic really is a bad thing. It's just a thing that is different, right? So you do have to learn how to work with it. Now, there are some acrylics that are not overly pigmented, and you can really tell that there's more acrylic than there is color in them. And in that case, that is whenever you get marbling. So that either means that the acrylic does not have enough pigment in it, or it means that the pigment really needs to be mixed up with the acrylic so that you're getting an even application. As you can tell with this black color, there was no issue getting an even application, and I use very little of the black because, my goodness, look at it. It is pigmented. So after I get this acrylic laid, I am then gonna go in with filing, shaping, and buffing my nails. I did not have any issues filing, shaping, or buffing my nails because I did sandwich that color in between clear. It could potentially cause a problem with the powder flaking off if you're working with an overly pigmented acrylic and you don't sandwich it in between the clear. Sometimes when you go in to file it, it'll chip off and stuff, but I did not have that issue here. As you can see, I filed it with a hand file. I also went in with an e-file. I didn't show that portion. Now I am buffing the nails before I go in with my nail art. And the nail art on this set is going to be kind of fun. So what I did was, first of all, I went in with some base coat on all of the nails, and now I'm gonna go in with a blooming gel on my first, second, and on my pointer finger, on my middle finger, and on my pinky nails. I'm gonna go in with blooming gel, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put some white gel polish in with the blooming gel, and we're just gonna watch it bloom. Look at that. Spreading so beautifully. Whenever you're using blooming gel like this, after the color has bloomed as you wish for it to, do wipe the sides of the nails because the blooming gel does cause it to bloom outward and you will have excess product on the side of the nails. So do wipe the side of the nails before you go in and cure. So after I cure those nails, I'm not going to go in with some white stripes on my thumb as well as my ring finger, and I'm gonna put some chains on these nails. Why? Because I bought some chains and I want to use them. But before I do that, I'm gonna go in with some gold on my pointer finger, my middle finger, and my pinky nail because I kind of wanted these nails to look like marbling. A different kind of take on marbling, but I wanted them to look like marbling. These nails really came out to be so cute and really different. I would love to know if you would wear this set of nails. Would you wear this set of nails in possibly different colors? What would you do differently? Have you ever used blooming gel? And have you ever used these nail chains that I'm going to use on these two nails? I'm actually going to show the process of laying down the nail chains. Here I am going in with my diamond bling gel. I'm going to lay that across the nail. Before curing, I'm going to add the chain onto the nail. And then after I cure it, I'm going to cut the excess portion of the chain. I think these chains are so cute and I can't wait to use them to do other nail sets. I've had them for quite a while, so I was pretty much itching to use them. After we cure the chains to the nails and I've cut them, then I'm going to go in and top coat with some shiny top coat, and this nail set will be all done. So I would love to know, again, would you wear this nail set? What would be your take on it? Would you do something different? Is this nail set too long for you? Or is it just right? Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.